My dear friends, you know, there's a strange thing about pain. It often doesn't need to be spoken. It's not a secret, nor is it something we can neatly package away. It's something we carry in the way we walk, in the space between our words, in the weight that settles in our shoulders. And yet we believe that by hiding it, we can shield the world from seeing our brokenness. But here's the thing they already knew. They knew you were hurting not because you said so, but because there is a language we all share, a language beyond words. It's the language of human connection, of empathy. We don't always need to announce our suffering. Sometimes it's simply enough to be in the presence of someone who is attuned to the deeper currents of existence. There's a stillness in the air, a recognition of the unspoken, a knowing that someone is not quite whole. They feel it even before you recognize it yourself. The truth is, we are all experts in hiding our pain. We put on masks, wear our smiles like armor, and pretend that everything is fine. But behind that mask, there is always a subtle shift. Maybe it's in the way you look away a little too quickly, or how your voice trembles when you speak. These are the whispers of our hearts calling out for understanding. And while you may try to bury it, someone will hear those whispers, someone will know. But here's the beautiful part: knowing doesn't always mean fixing. It doesn't mean offering a solution, or even saying the right thing. Often what heals the heart is not the advice we receive, but the feeling that we are not alone. That someone somewhere sees us without judgment, without trying to change us. They simply stand there, holding space for us to feel what we feel. In those moments, you realize something profound. Your vulnerability isn't a weakness. In fact, it's the source of your greatest strength. By allowing yourself to be seen in your hurt, you invite others to do the same. It's a recognition that we are all connected, not in our triumphs, but in our struggles. Pain may feel like a solitary experience, but in truth, it is what binds us together. It reminds us together. It reminds us that we are human, and this shared humanity is what carries us through. So when you feel like your pain is too much to bear, or when you feel invisible in your suffering, remember this: they knew. They knew you were hurting. And sometimes just knowing is enough. It doesn't need to be fixed. It doesn't need to be explained. Just being seen, being understood is enough. Because in that moment, we are all a little less alone. And isn't that what we all want in the end? To know that someone sees us not for what we've achieved, not for the faces we put on, but for who we truly are, in all our joy, our pain, and our fleeting moments of peace. To know that in this vast, wild world we are understood. That is where the healing begins. Empathy and awareness are deeply intertwined concepts that significantly impact how we connect with one another and understand each other's experiences. Empathy involves the ability to feel and understand the emotions of another person, while awareness is the recognition and understanding of the emotional and physical states that others may be experiencing. Together, these qualities form the foundation for meaningful relationships, compassion, and emotional support. They are essential in creating an environment where individuals feel seen, heard, and understood, which is crucial in our daily interactions, whether personal or professional. Empathy begins with an emotional connection, where one person not only acknowledges another's feelings, but also shares in them. It goes beyond merely recognizing someone's pain, fear, or joy. It's the act of emotionally participating in their experience, understanding what they're going through as if you were in their shoes. This emotional involvement helps to create a bond between people that fosters trust, compassion, and support. It allows individuals to connect on a human level, offering comfort and reassurance even when no words are exchanged. At the core of empathy is the ability to listen, truly listen to what the other person is expressing. Listening attentively helps us become more aware of the subtle signs of distress or happiness, which might not always be articulated. Sometimes the most profound expressions of pain or joy are not vocalized but can be seen in body language, a slight change in tone, or the eyes that convey emotions without saying a word. The ability to pick up on these nonverbal cues is a crucial aspect of both empathy and awareness. When we are aware of the way others are feeling, we can respond in a way that aligns with their emotional state, whether it's offering a comforting word, a listening ear, or a simple act of kindness. Empathy goes beyond simply feeling for others. It also involves a proactive response to their needs. For example, when someone is grieving, an empathetic person not only feels sadness on their behalf, but may also offer practical help, whether through offering a meal, providing emotional support, or simply being present. This awareness of someone's emotional and practical needs creates an atmosphere where individuals are not only understood but supported. It is about recognizing when to step forward and provide assistance and when to step back and give someone space. The balance between these responses is what strengthens relationships and creates an environment of mutual respect and care. In any meaningful interaction, it is essential to be aware of the context in which empathy is being offered. Sometimes people are not open to direct emotional intervention, and the key aspect of awareness is recognizing when to offer support and when to respect someone's personal boundaries. This is where emotional intelligence plays a significant role. An emotionally intelligent person knows how to gauge the situation, understanding when a person might need a hug, when they need space, and when they might just need someone to listen without offering solutions. This awareness of emotional cues can help avoid misunderstandings and ensure that the support provided is both appropriate and appreciated. Moreover, empathy and awareness are not just about responding to others' emotional states in the moment, but also about recognizing their emotional needs over time. In close relationships, whether familial, romantic, or friendships, the ability to track changes in a person's emotional well-being and respond accordingly deepens the connection between individuals. For instance, if a friend is dealing with a long-term illness or a colleague is experiencing a personal struggle, awareness of their ongoing emotional state and offering consistent, thoughtful support can make a significant difference in their overall well-being. What makes empathy particularly powerful is its ability to create a ripple effect. When we show empathy and awareness to others, we not only help to alleviate their pain or provide joy, but we also inspire them to do the same for others. This creates a cycle of kindness and compassion that can spread within a community, workplace, or even globally. Being aware of the impact that empathy has on those around us can motivate us to cultivate these traits more intentionally. In a world that often feels divided or disconnected, empathy and awareness have the power to bridge the gaps between people, fostering a sense of belonging and unity. Empathy and awareness also play an important role in conflict resolution. When two people are at odds, understanding the emotional undercurrents that fuel their disagreement can lead to more effective communication and problem solving. By being attuned to the emotions behind the words, whether anger, frustration, or fear, empathy allows us to address the root causes of the conflict rather than just its surface-level manifestations. This deeper understanding can open up pathways for compromise and reconciliation, as it shifts the focus from being right to understanding the emotional needs of both parties. In the workplace, empathy and awareness are essential for creating an environment of collaboration and productivity. Employees who feel understood and valued are more likely to be engaged, motivated, and productive. Leaders who exhibit empathy are better able to connect with their teams, understand their needs, and guide them toward success. When employees feel emotionally supported and understood, their sense of well-being improves, leading to better outcomes for both the individuals and the organization as a whole. In essence, empathy and awareness are not just abstract concepts, they are practical tools that help us navigate the complexities of human relationships. They encourage us to look beyond ourselves and understand others' perspectives, to listen deeply and respond thoughtfully, and to offer support in ways that truly meet the emotional needs of those around us. When we practice empathy, we foster a culture of understanding and kindness, making the world a more compassionate place. Whether in personal relationships in the workplace or in larger societal contexts, these qualities can be transformative, promoting connection, healing, and growth in ways that words alone cannot. Hidden pain is a deeply personal and often invisible experience that many individuals face. It is the kind of suffering that resides beneath the surface, concealed from the outside world, sometimes even from those closest to us. While physical injuries or visible health issues can be easily identified, emotional or psychological pain is not always so apparent. People who experience hidden pain may appear fine on the outside, but inside they may be struggling with overwhelming emotions, unresolved trauma, or unspoken grief. This type of pain is not always expressed in the form of tears or words, and as a result, it can be misunderstood or ignored by others. One of the key characteristics of hidden pain is that it often remains unspoken. Many individuals feel the need to hide their suffering due to fear of judgment, rejection, or a desire to protect others from their emotional burden. The fear of appearing weak or vulnerable can lead people to bottle up their pain, leading to a sense of isolation. They may carry the weight of their pain silently, believing that no one can understand what they are going through. This silence can amplify the suffering, as individuals may feel they have no outlet for their emotions and no one to turn to for support. Another aspect of hidden pain is its tendency to manifest in subtle ways. Unlike physical pain, which is often accompanied by visible signs like bruises or swelling, emotional pain can be hidden in body language, tone of voice, or even in the way a person interacts with others. For example, someone dealing with hidden pain might become withdrawn, avoid social interactions, or seem disinterested in activities they once enjoyed. They may struggle with feelings of anxiety, depression, or hopelessness, but may not openly discuss these emotions with others. This can create a barrier between the individual and the people around them, as others may not recognize the signs of emotional distress. Hidden pain can also result from unresolved trauma, such as past abuse, loss, or neglect. These experiences often leave deep emotional scars that may not be immediately visible to others. While a person may seem to move forward with their life, the emotional wounds from the past can resurface at any time, causing waves of pain that are difficult to manage. Trauma can alter a person's sense of self-worth and security, leading them to carry this pain quietly, as they fear that speaking about their experiences might expose them to further hurt or misunderstanding. Moreover, the inability to fully express hidden pain can lead to a variety of coping mechanisms, some of which may be harmful. People may turn to substances like alcohol or drugs, overwork, or even self-isolation as a way to manage or numb their emotions. These coping mechanisms, while providing temporary relief, do not address the root cause of the pain and can ultimately make the situation worse. The cycle of hiding pain, coping with it in unhealthy ways, and avoiding confrontation only deepens the emotional wounds, creating a barrier to healing. While hidden pain can be isolating, it is important to acknowledge that it is a shared human experience. Many individuals go through periods of emotional suffering, even if they do not openly express it. Recognizing that hidden pain exists can help foster empathy and understanding in relationships. It reminds us that people may be struggling in ways that are not immediately visible, and it encourages us to approach others with kindness and patience. The key is to create an environment where people feel safe enough to share their pain when they are ready, knowing that they will be met with compassion and support. The power of compassion is transformative in ways that reach far beyond surface-level kindness or sympathy. Compassion involves not only understanding another person's suffering, but also a desire to alleviate that pain through actions, empathy, and support. It's a force that can heal emotional wounds, strengthen relationships, and foster a sense of connection among individuals and communities. In its truest form, compassion has the power to change lives by creating an environment where people feel valued, supported, and understood. At its core, compassion is about connection. When we show compassion, we acknowledge the struggles of others without judgment, offering a sense of solidarity. This emotional bond can make a world of difference for someone who is suffering. It reassures them that they are not alone in their pain, and that someone truly cares about their well-being. This simple act of presence and care can be incredibly healing, as it combats feelings of isolation and loneliness that often accompany suffering. The power of compassion lies in its ability to make people feel seen, heard, and validated, which can be profoundly comforting during difficult times. In addition to providing emotional comfort, compassion has the ability to inspire positive action. Compassion often motivates individuals to take concrete steps to help others. This can range from offering a listening ear to providing tangible resources like food, shelter, or financial assistance. The desire to alleviate another person's pain creates a ripple effect that encourages more acts of kindness, generosity, and care. The power of compassion lies in its potential to mobilize a collective response to suffering, creating a supportive network where individuals work together to uplift and care for each other. Compassion also plays a crucial role in promoting emotional and psychological healing. When people experience suffering, whether from grief, trauma, or illness, it's easy for them to feel as though they are broken or damaged. Compassion provides a pathway to healing by offering a safe space where they can process their emotions without fear of judgment. By demonstrating understanding and offering support, compassionate individuals help others to navigate their pain, gradually restoring their sense of hope and resilience. This emotional support can be a crucial element in recovery, whether it's from a personal crisis or a mental health struggle. Moreover, compassion can foster a sense of belonging. In today's fast-paced and often impersonal world, many individuals struggle with feelings of disconnection and alienation. Compassion breaks down these emotional barriers, creating a sense of community where individuals feel valued not for what they can give, but for who they are. This sense of belonging is especially important in times of distress, as it provides reassurance that others care and that there is a collective effort to overcome adversity. The power of compassion is reflected in the strength of human connection, as it creates bonds that transcend individual struggles and contribute to a more unified and empathetic society. Compassion is not only essential in personal relationships, but also in broader social contexts. In workplaces, schools, and communities, compassion can create environments that are more inclusive, supportive, and productive. A compassionate leader, for instance, understands the struggles of their team members and takes steps to provide not just professional guidance, but emotional support as well. This type of leadership cultivates a culture of trust and mutual respect, where people feel safe to express their vulnerabilities and seek help when needed. The power of compassion in these environments can lead to increased productivity, improved well-being, and a more harmonious atmosphere. On a global scale, compassion can be the driving force behind social change. When people come together in solidarity to address the suffering of others, whether through charitable efforts, activism, or humanitarian aid, they demonstrate the collective power of compassion. In times of crisis, such as natural disasters, war, or economic hardship, compassion can mobilize individuals to support those in need, offering not just material resources, but also hope and emotional solidarity. The power of compassion in these moments is crucial in creating a more just and equitable world, as it encourages people to look beyond their own experiences and actively work to alleviate the suffering of others. However, compassion is not just about responding to the suffering of others, it also involves cultivating a compassionate mindset within oneself. Self-compassion, which involves extending the same kindness and understanding to oneself as one would offer to others, is an important aspect of overall well-being. When individuals practice self-compassion, they are more likely to cope with stress, setbacks, and failures in a healthy manner. Instead of criticizing themselves for perceived shortcomings, they offer themselves the same empathy and support that they would offer to a friend. This self-compassion creates a foundation for personal growth and emotional resilience, allowing individuals to face challenges with a greater sense of inner strength. The power of compassion also lies in its ability to promote forgiveness. When we show compassion to others, we are often able to look past their mistakes or wrongdoings, understanding that everyone has their struggles and imperfections. Compassion allows us to move beyond resentment and anger, creating space for healing and reconciliation. It shifts the focus from judgment to understanding, allowing individuals to heal their emotional wounds and move forward in their relationships. This power of forgiveness through compassion can mend broken relationships, create peace, and ultimately lead to a more harmonious society. In conclusion, the power of compassion is boundless. It has the ability to heal emotional wounds, foster connection, inspire positive action, and create a sense of belonging. Compassion encourages a mindset of understanding, both for others and for oneself, and serves as a powerful tool for social change. Whether in personal relationships, communities, or on a global scale, compassion is a transformative force that can bring about profound healing and unity. By cultivating compassion in our lives, we not only alleviate the suffering of others, but also create a more connected, supportive, and empathetic world for all. Vulnerability and strength are often perceived as opposing forces, yet they are deeply interconnected, and together they create a powerful foundation for personal growth and emotional resilience. Vulnerability is the willingness to show our authentic selves, to open up to others, and to expose our inner emotions, fears, and weaknesses. It requires courage because in allowing ourselves to be vulnerable, we risk experiencing pain, rejection, or disappointment. However, this very act of vulnerability can lead to a deeper sense of connection with others and a better understanding of ourselves. It is through vulnerability that we can experience true intimacy, both with others and within ourselves. While vulnerability may appear to expose us to harm, it is also the source of immense strength. It is through embracing vulnerability that we find the resilience to face life's challenges and uncertainties. Strength is not the absence of vulnerability, but rather the capacity to remain open and authentic despite the fear of being hurt. This paradox shows us that vulnerability itself can be a source of power. By acknowledging our vulnerabilities, we gain the ability to confront our emotions, face our challenges head-on, and grow stronger in the process. Embracing vulnerability enables us to be more authentic and to build genuine relationships. It is easy to wear a mask or hide behind a facade in order to protect ourselves from potential judgment or rejection. However, this self-protection ultimately isolates us from others. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite others into our experience, fostering empathy and mutual understanding. The ability to express our fears, hopes, and insecurities creates a bond of trust that forms the foundation of deep and meaningful relationships. Vulnerability also plays a crucial role in personal development. It is only by acknowledging our weaknesses and areas for improvement that we can begin the process of growth. Whether it is through seeking help, admitting that we do not have all the answers, or accepting our limitations, vulnerability is the first step towards self-improvement. Rather than viewing vulnerability as a sign of weakness, it can be reframed as an opportunity for strength. When we acknowledge our flaws and embrace them, we create the space necessary for personal transformation. In many ways, vulnerability can be seen as a strength because it allows us to face difficult emotions and situations with honesty and integrity. Instead of suppressing our feelings or pretending that everything is fine, we embrace our emotions and learn from them. This authenticity fosters inner strength by allowing us to process and release emotional pain, making room for healing and resilience. Vulnerability also encourages us to take risks, step out of our comfort zones, and pursue goals that may seem daunting. This courage to be open and honest with ourselves is an empowering force that can propel us forward in life. Ultimately, vulnerability and strength are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they are deeply intertwined, with vulnerability providing the emotional depth and self-awareness necessary for true strength. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we not only invite connection and healing, but also cultivate the strength to overcome challenges and grow from our experiences. By embracing both our vulnerability and our strength, we can create a life that is rich in authenticity, resilience, and personal growth. The healing power of presence goes beyond the tangible act of giving material gifts. It is deeply rooted in the emotional and psychological impact that both the giver and receiver experience when a thoughtful gift is shared. When we give a present, we are offering more than just an object. We are offering a piece of ourselves, a gesture of care, and a recognition of the recipient's worth. This simple act can have profound healing effects, providing comfort, joy, and a sense of connection, especially during difficult times. The healing power of presence lies in their ability to convey love, empathy, and support. When someone is going through a tough time, receiving a gift can provide a sense of being cared for and understood. It serves as a reminder that they are not alone in their struggles. The gift itself might be a physical item, but it's the emotional significance behind it that makes it powerful. It can bring comfort to someone in pain, uplift their spirits, or even offer a small moment of happiness when they need it most. Gifts also have the ability to strengthen bonds between individuals. When we give a present, we communicate that we are thinking of someone and that their happiness or well-being matters to us. This act of kindness fosters a deeper sense of connection and trust. Even small gestures, such as a handwritten note or a small token, can carry immense emotional weight. These acts of thoughtfulness create a bridge between hearts, and the healing power of this connection cannot be understated. Moreover, receiving presents can also be a powerful form of self-care. It allows individuals to feel appreciated and valued, which can boost self-esteem and provide a sense of worth. Gifts that are carefully chosen to reflect personal tastes or interests can make someone feel truly seen, reinforcing their sense of identity. This positive reinforcement can have a lasting effect on emotional health, nurturing a person's confidence and resilience. In essence, the healing power of presents is not found in their monetary value, but in the love, empathy, and thoughtfulness they represent. It is this emotional exchange that makes gifts so powerful, offering healing, comfort, and connection. The shared human experience is the fundamental connection that unites all people across different cultures, backgrounds, and walks of life. It is the collective emotional, psychological, and physical experiences that every individual, regardless of their circumstances, faces at some point. From joy and love to pain and loss, the shared human experience forms the foundation of empathy and understanding, allowing us to relate to one another on a deep, intrinsic level. This connection is rooted in universal emotions and struggles. No matter where someone is from, they will experience love, loss, happiness, fear, and hope. These emotions transcend borders and barriers, making us all part of a larger human story. When we recognize that others share similar feelings and experiences, it becomes easier to connect with them, fostering a sense of unity and compassion. It allows us to break down judgment and stereotypes, as we understand that beneath the surface we are all more alike than we are different. The shared human experience also promotes a sense of belonging. In a world that can often feel fragmented or isolating, recognizing that we are all navigating similar struggles helps us feel less alone. Whether we are celebrating milestones or facing hardships, knowing that others are going through similar experiences provides comfort and reassurance. This connection enhances emotional well-being as it reminds us that we are part of something greater than ourselves. Furthermore, the shared human experience plays a critical role in building empathy and understanding. It encourages individuals to put themselves in the shoes of others, to acknowledge that everyone has their own battles and triumphs. By recognizing the universality of human experience, we can create a more compassionate and supportive world where individuals care for one another's well-being, regardless of differences. Ultimately, the shared human experience is a reminder that we are all interconnected. It highlights our commonality and helps us navigate the complexities of life with a deeper sense of empathy and compassion for others. Embracing this collective experience can lead to stronger relationships, a more inclusive society, and a greater understanding of what it means to be human. This connection is essential in fostering a world where people come together to support and uplift one another.